Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Gerry Turner wants to use cancer to help others cope. Golden Bachelor Gerry Turner wants to use his cancer diagnosis for good. When he announced that he had been diagnosed with a form of bone marrow cancer in early 2045, he admitted he was in denial. Now, he wants to use his platform and diagnosis for good. Keep reading to find out more about Gerry's plan to help others. Golden Bachelor Gerry Turner shocked Bachelor Nation when he made the announcement he has cancer. When he announced his diagnosis, he said he hoped it would shed light on some of the events earlier this year, which included his divorce from Teresa Nist. Sources spoke with Life and Style and shared that Gerry is finally past the denial stage and now wants to use his platform for good. The source said, "Obviously, it's a terrible thing that stopped him in his tracks. He was considered in excellent health and he was so active in sports like pickleball and golf, but he's over the denial phase and wanting to help others with this disease by sharing his experience. Sadly, the form of cancer Gerry has is not curable. When he found out shortly after marrying Teresa, it made him stop in his tracks and make decisions to live differently. He was no longer interested in moving away from his family. The fact that he was dying changed his entire outlook. He re-evaluated his future plans. Gerry Turner was diagnosed with a form of bone marrow cancer in which there is no cure. However, sources revealed that this form of cancer is slow-growing and he has a good chance of surviving and living a long life. Sources said, the good news is he's not going soon. He's got a 60% chance of 10 years or more. His kids and relatives in Indiana are being super supportive. Anything he needs, they're there. Teresa's heart goes out to him, too, and she's letting him know that he's in her thoughts and prayers. Everyone is pulling for him. Now, Gerry hopes to help others by sharing what he's going through with the world. He hopes it can help others cope with their own diagnosis. He has previously revealed that he still wants to find lasting love even though he has a terminal form of cancer. What do you think about Gerry using his platform for good to help others around him deal with their own cancer diagnosis? Gerry Turner, a man who has faced personal adversity and lived to tell the tale, has discovered an extraordinary way to turn his struggles into a source of strength for others. After being diagnosed with cancer, Gerry did not allow the disease to define him in a negative light. Instead, he chose to use his journey to empower others who may be facing the same battle. Through his story and outreach, he wants to offer solace, understanding, and guidance to people fighting similar health challenges, especially those whose spirits may be fragile in the wake of their diagnosis. Gerry's approach to cancer is rooted not just in fighting the illness itself, but in transforming the experience into an opportunity for growth, connection, and service. His philosophy is that although cancer brings a range of unimaginable emotions and physical challenges, it also opens doors to new relationships and self-discovery. For him, the journey is as much about mental and emotional healing as it is about physical treatment. He often reflects on how cancer has given him a perspective on life that he never had before. Cancer, though it's a word that carries a lot of fear, can also serve as a catalyst for change, Gerry explains. It has forced me to slow down, focus on what matters most, and reassess how I want to spend my time. It's been an awakening, and it's helping me understand how much more I have to offer to others. From the outset of his diagnosis, Gerry was determined that he wouldn't let his illness isolate him. He recognized that cancer is not just a personal journey, it's a shared experience. In fact, it's one that has brought people together in profound ways. With this understanding, he started reaching out to others within his community and even on social media platforms. He found that people wanted to talk about their fears and uncertainties, but often struggled to find someone who truly understood their pain. By being open about his own struggles and emotions, Gerry became a compassionate and approachable figure for those in need. However, his desire to help others cope with cancer didn't stop with merely providing a listening ear. Gerry wanted to create tangible avenues for people to access support. He began by collaborating with local hospitals and cancer treatment centers, organizing support groups and wellness workshops that would empower patients to engage with their own healing journeys. Gerry's workshops emphasized the importance of both mental and physical well-being, teaching techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, and positive self-talk. He also highlighted the significance of maintaining a sense of humor through tough times. He often recounts how laughter was a salve for his soul when treatment became especially hard to endure. But Gerry didn't just limit his efforts to the local level. His outreach extended far beyond his immediate community, with a growing network of cancer patients, survivors, and caregivers rallying behind him. Through online forums, social media groups, and virtual meetings, he created a space where people could share their stories, seek advice, and offer mutual support. It was this larger community that helped Gerry realize the true power of connection. Many people who initially felt isolated found solace in the shared experience of others. What sets Gerry apart in his mission to help others cope with cancer is his candidness. He refuses to sugarcoat his journey, recognizing that cancer is a relentless adversary. He shares the difficult realities such as the pain of chemotherapy, the constant fear of recurrence, and the emotional roller coaster of hope and despair, but he does so with a sense of grace and authenticity. His vulnerability allows others to feel safe expressing their own feelings of uncertainty or sorrow. He reminds them, it's okay not to have all the answers. You don't have to be strong all the time. Strength can come in the form of vulnerability, and that's where healing truly begins. One of Gerry's most cherished beliefs is that cancer, while it may challenge the body, can also build inner resilience. He speaks often about the importance of maintaining a sense of purpose throughout treatment. Purpose can fuel you when your body is telling you to give up, he says. He encourages others to find or create new purposes in their lives, whether it's through relationships, hobbies, or a cause they care deeply about. For some, that purpose has been advocating for cancer awareness, while for others, it has meant being a source of strength for family members or loved ones. For Gerry, his purpose has evolved into supporting others as they navigate their own cancer battles. Throughout his journey, Gerry has been amazed by the deep well of strength that people can tap into when faced with cancer. He has also learned that grief, anger, and fear are not emotions to be avoided but rather ones to be embraced and understood. In my experience, the more you allow yourself to feel, the more you free yourself to heal, Gerry shares. The process is not linear, and it's not easy, but it's yours, and it's something you don't have to walk alone. Gerry believes that it's through these shared experiences that people can find the greatest source of healing. Sometimes, you just need to hear that someone else has been where you are and made it through. It gives you permission to keep going when you don't know if you can, he notes. This is why he spends so much time connecting with others who are struggling. His candid conversations and heartfelt words have helped many realize that there is light even in the darkest of times. His ultimate goal is not just to educate people about the technical aspects of cancer treatment, but to offer a path to emotional recovery and renewal. He wants people to see that cancer is not the end of their story, but rather a chapter that can be written with new meaning and significance. By sharing his own experiences and insights, Gerry is helping others not only cope but also find ways to thrive despite the challenges cancer brings. Through his advocacy, workshops, and unwavering support, Gerry Turner has become a beacon of hope to many. He understands that cancer, though it is a difficult adversary, can be a catalyst for transformation. By sharing his journey and helping others through theirs, Gerry has found a new sense of purpose, and in doing so, he has created a legacy of compassion, understanding, and resilience for others to draw from as they navigate their own cancer battles. Through his work, he is showing the world that, in the face of cancer, the greatest strength lies in sharing your story and supporting one another.